But 1 year after city and state leaders announced a new approach to violence prevention in Louisville, now we have an early report card. The organizers say their work appears to have had some success. WHS 11 Night Team's Tom Lally is joining us right now with the new details. Tom?
Doug, the group is called GVI, and that stands for Group Violence Intervention. The approach focuses on a small number of people at a high risk for violent crime. That's offenders and victims. The thought is, by connecting these people with law enforcement officers, social workers, and community members impacted by violence, they can reduce the violence and build trust with officers. In Louisville, over 50 people who are either perpetrators or victims of violent crimes have taken part in GVI, and only one person has been involved in violence since. A first step in the violence reduction GVI's achieved in cities across America, going down 47% in Detroit, 63% in Boston, and 73% in New Haven, Connecticut. They do that by connecting those involved with violence to three groups. First, law enforcement officials who explain the prosecution they could face. Then, social service providers who acknowledge the city has not done enough to protect or support them. And the key group is community members, that's ex-offenders and families impacted by these violent crimes. Without this approach, and with growing skepticism of law enforcement,
they will withdraw from an enforcement system that they feel is unfair, illegitimate, and not procedurally just.
Paul Smith with the National Network for Safe Communities is on weekly meetings with the GVI program here.
You had detectives, various units, external partners, U.S. Attorney's Office, ATF, FBI, sitting in a room together, talking about incidents, sharing data, sharing intel. You didn't have a detective saying, I don't want folks walking on my case because they might know too much. You have instead, you're having detectives saying, I want folks walking on my case because they may be able to help me clear this case.
In just the first few months, Public Safety Committee Chair Jessica Green says that's progress.
I think that is encouraging data. And so, again, with it being a relatively new program, I will continue to watch it. I think the entire council will continue to watch it.
Now, this was announced 1 year ago, and Councilwoman Green told me she hopes a year from today, the violence in our city finally sees relief from this and other programs currently in the works. Live in the studio, Tom Lally, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.